have a BMW M5 in the top gear base. Four-door saloon car, 400 brake horsepower under the bonnet. Now, a lot of you won't have the first idea what 400 brake horsepower actually is. So, I've come up with this simple graph to explain it. Here we are, there's the power, and here, to make it simple, the number of double-decker buses. Now, as an example, Nelson's Column, 10 double-decker buses, okay? Big Ben, 30 double-decker buses. And here we are, here's 400 brake horsepower, up to about here, 40 double-decker buses. If you were to spread 400 brake horsepower on the ground to a depth of about 6 inches, it would cover an area the size of Belgium. And BMW is no longer the only car maker to be putting so much Belgium under the bonnet. Look at this. It's the Jaguar S-Type R, now available with a 4.2-litre supercharged V8 engine and 400 horsepower. Wonderful car, and Jaguar must be very, very pleased to have finally, after all these years, caught up with BMW. But now Audi has come along and moved the goalposts. What they've done is taken the ordinary, rather antiseptic body from an A6 and fitted it with a twin-turbo 4.2-litre V8, which develops an almost unbelievable 450 brake horsepower. That is the same sort of area as Portugal. You could fit St Paul's Cathedral in 450 brake horsepower 7 times over. 7. So, it's more powerful than an M5, and it's more obvious too. With all this chicken wire at the front and those big flared wheel arches, you just know this thing means business. 0 to 60 takes less than, I don't know, no seconds. And the top speed is limited to 155 miles an hour to keep the German Green Party happy. But the other day, I was driving this on our test track, and I saw 175 miles an hour on the speedo. I reckon if you had a long enough track, you could get it up to 200. God, it's fast. So much power. The RS6 comes as a saloon or as an estate, both for around £58,000. That's £5,000 more than a BMW M5, but this, I think, is one of the best-made cars on the road today. You see, it's not just a well-made but out-of-control volcano. The power is harnessed by a quattro four-wheel drive system, and they've firmed up the suspension a bit. No, wrong, Jeremy, wrong. Not a bit, it's a lot. I could live with the hard ride, which is a good job, because I couldn't live without those looks and that power. This car is a stairway to heaven, a bohemian rhapsody. But unfortunately for the Audi, that's not the end of the story. It's easily better than the BMW M5 and the Jaguar S-Type R. But Mercedes, they've gone berserk. Welcome to the E55. Welcome to the door of 500 brake horsepower. Now, I'm not a fan of the E-Class styling. It looks like a Honda. And I'm not a fan of Mercedes' service and customer care either. I am, however, a huge fan of this 5.5-litre supercharged V8 engine. It's the same engine they put in the SL, and in that it sounds like a tornado jet fighter and a NASCAR and a peal of thunder. They've quieted it down quite a lot in this, I must say, but the power's still here. If you don't mind doing 7 miles to the gallon, this thing absolutely flies. Yes, it's £3,000 more than the Audi, but you get more. In a straight line, it's even faster. A word of warning, though. In some ways, this car reminds me of the Eurofighter, which can't fly without the onboard computers constantly adjusting the control surfaces. And this is the same. It doesn't have four-wheel drive, remember. And I don't think you could drive it on a day like today, raining, wet leaves everywhere, without the traction control. It's constantly working. You can feel it going... Even the tiniest dab of the throttle, and the light comes on, telling me that machinery has just kept me out of the ditch. You are right on the edge. 500 horsepower. That's as far as you can go. So, this or the Audi? Same level of build quality, same size, same interior ambience. It's a difficult choice. But look at it this way. If the Audi is Keith Moon, wild and flamboyant, then the Mercedes is Charlie Watts, quiet and unassuming. Me? I was always a fan of The Who. I'd therefore take the Audi.